jail guard shoots a shackled man 6 times in the back. Well, let's put up the pictures full mass here. Former Hayes County Sheriff's Office corrections officer Isaiah Garcia has now been indicted and charged with a third-degree felony offense for the fatal shooting of Joshua Leon Wright. Now, you see this, okay? Remember, the man gets shot in the back while shackled. Bystanders said during the hospital visit, Wright requested to use the restroom. He was being escorted to the restroom by Officer Garcia, and at some point had his hands released from the handcuffs. The incarcerated gentleman and the officer then got into an altercation, the attorneys assert, calling the exchange a short scuffle and a push, which resulted in Wright attempting to escape from the hospital's emergency room with his ankles still in cuffs. Garcia is then said to have shot Wright at least 6 times in his back. Let's put up the picture of this guy, Charlie Wilkinson. Garcia is being represented by a union called the Combined Law Enforcement Association of Texas. That sounds scary. So they made a statement through him claiming that Wright was arming himself in the altercation. So the statement is, it's my understanding that he attacked the deputy, hit him in the throat, and physically attacked him, and then made his way toward these potential weapons that could have been used against the patients and nurses and medical staff there, said Wilkinson, following the tragic incident. However, now Wilkinson is saying the organization is unsure if Wright was armed, and the original tweet has now been deleted. So the union did what they always do. They will defend murderers as long as they wear a particular uniform. They don't need any information as long as they're part of the organized industry. There's more. All right, let's put it up. Nationally renowned civil rights attorney Ben Crump on the case, who is representing Wright's family, has been vocal about the injustice of Wilkinson and the organization. Here he is alongside his co-counsel, Chavo Pastrano. You see, Crump said the reason the union has now walked back their statement is because, and I quote, they lied. He said they lied. That's the reason they walked it back. They lied about what happened. He's got shackles. His pants are falling down. He's 300 pounds, moving away, and this police officer says, the only thing I can do is shoot him multiple times in the back, Crump said during the press conference. Hayes County Judge Ruben Rebecca also made a statement. This is the statement. It says, reports circulating that have not yet been answered. Additionally, given a recent allegation by the executive director of CLEAT that differs from the accounts by some of the witnesses, I'm asking the sheriff's office to release all relevant body camera footage. Who said that? The damn judge. There's more. Let's put up the family. Okay, the Wright family awaits a verdict for Garcia, who faces up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 in fines. Should be more than that. Here they are. This is at Joshua's memorial service. Very sad occasion. The man should be alive. Okay. The family of Joshua Wright is relieved by news of the indictment, as it gets us one step closer to ensuring that former officer Garcia will be held accountable for his deadly actions. The statement read, it is crucial that when officers act violently and against protocol, that they and the departments that train them are held responsible for their actions to ensure that these killings stop happening. We will continue to support the Wright family through the legal process and lift them up in prayers as we fight for justice for Joshua. Okay, so initially what happened? You probably have an officer who had his ego bruised, okay, and utilized an opportunity to kill a person he was mad at. He thought he could get away with it. Nobody would pay attention. I mean, he's just an inmate, right? No. See, that's a temporary classification, a man-made structure. That person is a human being, a soul, an individual. The person also still has rights in the United States of America. You are not the judge, jury, and executioner. But because of how society typically disregards those who are temporarily incarcerated, he felt empowered to do this to a human being. And because of the protections and the cover up of his crimes, typically what happened, because he is in law enforcement, he felt empowered. Understand, policy, bad policy leads to death. That's what happened. Bad policies made him feel protected, empowered, his absolute worst self. All right, Max, the man was going nowhere. His feet were handcuffed together and he was shot in the back.
And honestly, even if he wasn't shackled, even if his pants weren't around his ankles, if you run out the door of the hospital, you're still running into a prison. So where exactly did they think he was escaping to? But you hit the nail on the head with empowerment and opportunity, because we know that police impunity is a problem everywhere. That's especially true in Texas. And quite honestly, the amazing thing to me is that a Texas prosecutor actually got a grand jury to return an indictment on a police officer. That to me says that this was such an egregious case, and the attempts of this union to mislead the state and the media so great that even they couldn't find a way out of it. And that's a mixed blessing if ever there was one.
Yeah, I agree.